Careful what you wish for. I just got out of watching a early screening of The Monkey. The Monkey doesn't come out until the 21st, you know what I'm saying? So I won't dive into any spoilers. I won't uh spoil any major deaths or whatnot. I might allude to the deaths, but I'm not going to say who dies and what goes on with certain things in the third act. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the story and just my overall thoughts on this movie, and you make the decision if you want to go check this out for yourself when it releases on the 21st. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, let's talk about this story. This follows Hal. He's the twin brother of Bill, and you got Theo James playing two characters when he's an adult, and then you have the kid version or the teen version of him that's played by old boy that plays Sweet Tooth, which, mark my word, man, like the fit he was wearing in this, it definitely reminded me of Harry Potter. I was like, yeah, I could definitely see him playing Harry Potter. But anyways, and you also got my boy from Dear Edward in this. He's a little bit more grown up here. If you haven't seen Dear Edward, definitely go check that out. So what ends up happening is there's this like kind of family heirloom, if you want to call it that kind of gets passed down to them, and it's this toy monkey. And anytime that this monkey like starts to play the drums, freak accidents start to happen. People start to die in the most ridiculous ways, and when I mean ridiculous ways, it's really ridiculous. I'm surprised on how funny this movie is, or it tries to be funny, and that seems to be a theme for a lot of horror movies that I've seen lately. You know, you have Heart Eyes, where it really embraces the cheesy humor and whatnot. This is kind of the same case. This is nothing like Longlegs from last year, where that kind of took itself serious. This, in tone, definitely doesn't really take itself serious and tries to take itself serious. And I feel like that might work for some people and it might not work for others. I don't think Osgood does a great job of balancing the humor and the horror, because once this kind of freak accident stuff starts to happen when they're young, we spend a really good amount of time with their younger counterparts, a good chunk of this movie before we get into present day. And what ends up happening in present day is Hal is now kind of dealing with his son, where he tries to keep his distance for a reason. He's worried about this whole monkey curse thing. He doesn't really speak to his brother. His brother's pretty much kind of a dick. His brother's been pretty much kind of a dick. Hal's kind of the reason why things are kind of going the way that they are. They have a death in the family, and Hal might have something to do with that, you know, and it's why he's kind of distant with family, and he doesn't really have friends like that, which is interesting, because it's like, how the hell did you have a son? Weird, whatever. But the movie tries to give you this father-son relationship, like you see them trying to bond, but it doesn't really do a good job of displaying that. Not at any time in this movie where it's just like, man, that was a really heartfelt moment. It just kind of comes off awkward. I think what messes this movie up for me personally, not to say that this might not work for you, but it's the too much of the over the topness, I should say. It's tries to be too humorous, where I feel like if they would have scaled that back a little bit, you would have like a better story. Because once we get back to modern day and we see what's going on with his brother Bill, that's where it starts to kind of lose me. I'm not going to exactly say what that is, but that's where I started to kind of check out. Like I said, The highlights are definitely going to be the kills, because there's a lot of body parts that kind of fly all over the screen, a lot of blood, a lot of explosions, a lot of just weird deaths that just range from really cool to just really unbelievable. You know, it's not like Final Destination, where it's like kind of realistic death scenarios. It's very over the top, and that's going to work for some people, and it might not work for some people. Overall, I will say I think this will be worth checking out, just to kind of get your own POV, your own perspective on it. You know, I went into it with pretty high expectations because I really enjoyed Longlegs. This is nothing like Longlegs, so don't go in expecting the same tone or the same vibes. They are two completely different movies, and I appreciate that about Osgood Perkins. Like, he is kind of switching it up. He's trying to do different things within horror, which I appreciate. I just liked Longlegs more than this. I'm gonna definitely go check it out a second time, and maybe it will grow on me. I do like the cast all the way through, and the more I thought about it, just like a kind of a side note that has nothing to do with the movie, Theo James, he probably would have been a better Mr. Fantastic. That's all I'm saying. But let me know how you guys feel about this movie. Did it live up to your expectations? Did you have a blast with it, or was it disappointing? Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.